America about what we should look like when they're all fake. They all have plastic surgery. So why do African American women feel that in order to be attractive now, they have to have so much plastic surgery? It's unnecessary, because if a man wants you, he's gonna want you regardless. He's gonna base you on your character and your personality. It's not going, because we know he's not gonna base it just on your looks. Even if he has fun with you one night, after that, he just move on to the next
I hear so
Instagram
many
model.
men say, I don't care about that stuff. Like, I put on makeup, just a tad bit of it today, because I knew I was going to be in a podcast. But most of the time, when you follow me on social media, I'm in front of a client, I don't have any makeup on. None of that stuff. I know.
Sorry, go ahead. I just want to ask you a question, but do you feel that we are losing who we are as a people?
I do.
And feel that we are trying to now commercialize ourselves to be like other races when we don't have to? And why is our self-esteem going down? Does anyone have an answer for that?
I don't know. I know you about to see a lot of skinny people, because now the Kardashians are reversing the trend.
Yeah, they
where
get
the
removing
butts
their
are not.
breasts now.
They're removing their butts.
It's like crazy.
And they're removing their breasts. So
Yeah.
now you're about to see a lot, even more body dysmorphia of people thinking, oh my gosh, how can I get skinny like Kim in 2 days? You
Then
know?
why did they add all this extra fat and stuff in the first place? And
It's, the
Yeah.
trend is going. The trend is going.
So
Mike?
I think it's, I'm
What is
sorry,
it?
I didn't mean to
No, I
interrupt
would
you.
like
I think it's
for
a
you
little
to
bit deeper
say
than that. So
yeah.
in regards to them, making themselves bigger in all those areas, I think they wanted to make themselves appear to be a little bit more like the people of our culture, so they can attract our culture. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of influence in our culture. Whether you want to believe it or not, even though we can't stick together, we spend a lot of money. That black dollar's worth a lot.
That's true.
And of
That's
course,
true.
once they have everybody on that side of thinking, I think now they just want to go back to the other side. And I think they want to go ahead and take that market also. I think once you start off with the black market, which is the most influential, we are the most influential people on this entire earth. Whether people want to believe it or not, we are. And especially in this country. And now that they have our attention, they want to get the other side. But that's my take on it.
Cortez,
We
I
live
agree.
in America. We live in a cult of personality. Celebrity is that they are the #1 influencers and have been for the last 20 or 30 years, amplified by social media. We look to the celebrities as the role models. We look to the celebrities as the standard of where we need to be. And if you look at the Kardashians, they kind of accelerated. It was the video girl, right? And that's morphed over time as to what the video, the top girl, top chick that all the men are pursuing. That's evolved over time. You look at rap videos from 1995 as opposed to now, completely different.
Right.
So you look at that and you look at how many athletes have come out and just said, hey, I'm not a role model, I'm an athlete, this is what I do, But so many people say, oh man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't live your life this way.
Yeah.
Like all these people look up to you. That's partially a thing in that we shouldn't have our children looking at celebrities and wanting to be like these celebrities. Like you gotta be based in the reality, because other cultures, they do a good job of looking at celebrity and saying, that's over there, but I'm gonna do this over here.
Yeah.
We gotta kind of wrangle it in a little bit on our side too, as
You mean Americans?
yes,
Okay.
I'm 100% on Americans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but we gotta. It's hard to do. Like I'm sitting there talking about something I don't even know how to start to untangle it. That's a whole nother. How do you fix it? I'm talking about a minute. I'm talking about something I don't know how to fix now. It's out the bottle.
Yeah.
It's ingrained into generations now. How do you start to run that back to say, hey, this is celebrity? They got, right now you see a lot of kids with these masks on. Now, it ain't the pandemic no more. They got a whole ski mask on, and they'll be at Publix, or they'll be at Walmart.
I haven't seen that. That's kind of
Yeah,
scary.
yeah,
That's scary. Are they trying to copy Kanye West with had that mask on when he was talking?
Yeah, all that. So
Oh my
so
God.
like, how do you? But like stuff like that, it's kind of like, how do you start to? That as kids, okay, kids will be kids. Kids will they grow up and a lot of them they kind of leave that in the past, but you just got to look at the celebrity you see more people influenced by celebrity as adults now.
Unfortunately.
I think that's the point I'm trying to get to. More people in their 30s, their 40s, 50s, and up, trying to look like the people that they see. And when you get on Instagram, everybody looks the same.
I know.
They talk with TikTok. They all talk like that with that TikTok
I
voice now.
can't take it. I can't
You
take
know the TikTok boy, everybody like, look at this over here. And today I went over here, and now, and it's kind of like, man, you guys are talking like the TikTok voice now.
Yeah.
Everybody is so locked into it. And I hear it because, and I'm not on it. I see the TikToks, and TikTok is really great, by the way. I ain't taking nothing away from it. It is really great, but it's just like you said, sometimes you gotta cut it off.
Yeah.
Other day, I temporarily sometimes I'll delete Facebook, and when I get off, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what have I been doing?
Let me ask you a
Not
question.
missing it.
Thank you so much. Charlamagne had said that we are spending too much time on
Charlamagne the guy. Breakfast
Charlamagne, yeah,
Club, yes.
from Breakfast Club. He says we're spending too much time on social media and that we should, rewind. So I said, well, he's saying that, but he's on social media talking to us about it.
He said we should all take a year off of social media.
And I'm like, well, Charlamagne, we would if you would get off of social media and stop telling us to do it, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so he has a TV show, but
Yeah.
I think the only way, and going back to your point, the only way to stop it is, of course, some of us are already too far gone, right? I think when it comes to the children, like what we do in our house, we stop all of that stuff. Like from, I want to say a good 5 days out of the week, there's no social media, there's no screens in our house at all.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so that
That's
way
good.
the kids aren't influenced by those types of things, at least on those days of the week. We allow them to watch TV after a little while, and of course, once we start to allow them to watch TV, you can hear the TikTok voice coming out.
Wow.
They sound like a TikTok algorithm once you allow them back on there. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
no,
no.
we need to shut this down.
So, thank you for that, Cortez. So I wanted to ask the singles. I'm not singling you out, but I am. For women, we do have a biological clock that's ticking. Let's just be honest about it. What would be your cutoff time for having children? Because, white women, of course, besides Janet Jackson, super rich, she can have a baby at 50, but would you have a baby at 50? Or would you have a cutoff time? Like, I want to have a baby at so-and-so time. What would you do to it? What is your idea in your mind?
No man, 50 is out. Really for me, 35. Because I don't want to be an old parent. Like, I don't want my children to be, by the time I'm 50, I want them out. Like, they need to be going to college, and I'm trying to retire and do my business and, like, travel with my husband and like that. So, ideally, that's what I would like. I'm not saying that's God's plan for me, but 35 is kind of for me. Because my mom had me at 35. So, by the time she was 50 and
Right.
late 50, my parents were like, I was in college, they were, retiring, and they were like, I was on my way.
Yeah.
So I think I followed that ideal somewhat of what my parents did. But 35, yeah, because I don't want to.
You want to be able to have the energy
Yeah.
to put into your children so you can have fun with them and grow with them. And also, don't people think also, I don't know about mortality, you don't want to die and leave your kid like at 20 if you have them when you're old. You will leave them.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable.
I have a different opinion. It's gonna sound like you just saying it to say that, but it's not. I do believe God knows my heart, and He's gonna give me the desires of my heart. I don't want to be old parent, but at the same time, it's not my will, but His will be done. So He knows that I want to have children, and I think as long as I stand on alignment, that will happen. Now, I do believe in taking care of myself. So if I do just happen to be like an older parent, I know I nourish myself right, I eat right. I'm not worried about all the scarcities
Okay.
of what is being presented. I'm always going to look on the positive side.
That's good.
So I feel like I want to have